Hi everyone, welcome back. Now let's continue our discussion on derecognition of investments. What is the accounting that we do when we derecognize or when we sell off an investment? All right, selling off or transferring is referred to in accounting sense as derecognition. When you're purchasing something, we recognize the investment. When we are selling something, we derecognize the investment from our books. All right, derecognition is nothing but removing something from our books on account of sale or transfer. Now let's take an example. Let us say I have invested in ICICI Bank equity shares at rupees 800. I, on a particular date, let's say I've gone and invested in ICICI Bank equity shares at rupees 800. I have sold these equity shares. Let us say 2 months ago I purchased it for 800. Now I'm selling it for 920 rupees and I am paying a brokerage of 1% on sale. All right, I am paying a brokerage of 1% on sale. Remember, this 1% brokerage is always applied on the transaction value. All right, the transaction value at the time of sale is 920. Therefore, the brokerage that I will pay is 920 multiplied by 1%, which is equal to 9.2 rupees. All right, so it's going to be 920 multiplied by 1% equal to 9.2 rupees. Now, whenever you sell an investment, the first thing that you have to do is calculate the profit or loss on sale of investment. Calculate the profit or loss on sale of investment. Now, how would you do that? You have purchased ICICI Bank equity shares of rupees 800 and you have sold it not for 920 but you sold it for 920 less brokerage. All right, your net sales proceeds is 920 minus brokerage cost. All right, so your net sale proceeds is 910.8. If you do 920 minus 9.2 rupees, you will get 910.8. All right, so you purchase something for 800, you're selling it at 910.8. The differential 110.8 or 111 rupees is your profit. All right, the sales price minus the cost is what is actually profit for you. I've intentionally zoomed the notepad into a full zoom. I mean, I've brought it into a full zoom mode because I did not want to show the journal entry. All right. Okay, so the profit that I've made in this transaction is 111 rupees. Now, what is the journal entry that we are going to record? First is I am receiving cash proceeds. All right, I am receiving cash proceeds or I'm receiving proceeds in my bank account, and therefore I will debit bank. How much am I receiving? Am I receiving 920? Again, the answer is no. I'm not receiving 920. I'm actually receiving 920 minus 9.2. Effectively, I'm receiving only 910.8. All right, so I will debit bank account by 910.8. Now let me just, so I debit my bank account by 910.8, which is equal to the sale proceeds. All right, so I debit my bank account by 910.8, which is actually equal to my net sale proceeds. All right, this is not equal to the gross sale proceeds. It is equal to the net sale proceeds, which is gross minus any brokerage or other transaction costs that I actually pay for. Now, earlier I had an investment on my balance sheet at 800 rupees. I had an investment on my balance sheet at 800 rupees. Now I will de-recognize that. All right. Investment was an asset for me at 800 rupees. Now I will be de-recognizing that investment, which means I will credit the investment. I earlier had a debit balance. Now that I've sold off, that asset should no longer appear on my balance sheet, and therefore I will credit my investment. At what value am I going to credit? I will credit it at the book value, right? Whatever the value is in my balance sheet, which is whatever is the book value, I will credit it at its own book value, which is I will credit at 800 rupees, which is the carrying amount or which is the book value of the investment as on the date of sale. I will be crediting the investment with the book value or the carrying amount on the date of sale. So I will credit investment by 800 rupees. The differential in my journal entry, obviously the debits has to be equal to the credits, right? I debited bank account by 910.8. I I credited investment by 800 rupees, which was equal to the book value or the carrying amount. The debit is not equal to the credit at this point, and therefore we are going to have an additional credit of profit on sale of investments. We're going to have an additional credit of profit on sale of investments to the tune of 110.8, which was nothing but the figure that we originally calculated. First step was actually calculating the gain or loss, which we did early, right? So that will turn out to be a credit in the journal entry. So I will have a profit on sale of investment credit to the tune of 110.8, and this will eventually go and sit in my P&L account on the revenue side, on the income side. The profit on sale of investment of 110.8 will eventually go to the P&L, and it will be a part of income. It'll be shown as part of other income. All right. So the differential credit is to the tune of is given to the profit on sale of investments and is of the tune of 110.8. All right. So this is your total journal entry where you have bank debit 910.8. So you debit bank by your net sale proceeds. You credit investment to the tune of its book value, and the differential will go to profit on sale. If the sale proceeds would have been lesser than the book value, let us say if I've sold this investment only for say 700 rupees, then the differential 100 rupees would have been a debit on loss on sale. Let us say 800 cost, I'm selling it for 700. So bank account debit 700 because I'm receiving proceeds of 700. I will credit investment of 800, and this time I have a lower debit. My debit was 700, credit is 800. I have a lower debit. That debit will go to loss on sale of investments, and that will be shown as part of expenses side. In the P&L account, it will be a part of expenses. All right. So that is how we'll actually record a derecognition or a sale event. All right. Now there is an alternative to this. Instead of recording this journal in this particular fashion, we can actually alternatively have a different way of recording the same journal, which will eventually have the same impact. All right. At the end of the day, we're going to split this single journal into two journals, and it will eventually have the same impact. Now let us see what those journals are. The first journal, what I will do is I will debit bank by 910.8, and I will credit investment also by 910.8. All right. Now I showed you what I have on the screen right now is one way of doing it. Now we're discussing about the second way of doing it. Under the second way, we have two journals. The first journal is where I do bank account debit 910.8 to investments, not 800 but 910.8 again. All right, so I'm debiting and crediting to the tune of sale proceeds, and I'm giving investment account also a credit of 910.8. Bank debit 910.8 makes sense because we are receiving proceeds of 910.8, but investment credit of 910.8 does not make sense because I had a book value of only 800. If you actually imagine at this particular point, my investment account, if you imagine an investment ledger account, the investment account had a debit balance of only 800, but you're now crediting it by 910.8, which means this investment ledger as of now has got a credit balance, which is absolutely nonsense. I agree with it, but wait for me to complete the discussion fully. After this journal, we're going to pass a second journal. All right. Remember, under the second method, we've got two journals. We've only seen journal number one. Now, the second journal is where I will debit investments by 110.8, and I will give a credit to profit on sale of investments 110.8. All right. So, first journal entry was where I was debiting bank and crediting investments to the tune of sale proceeds. I was debiting and crediting bank and investments respectively to the tune of sale proceeds. It was actually crediting investments to the tune of sale proceeds was slightly incorrect at this stage, but then we are rectifying that through the next journal where I'm debiting investments by 110.8 and I'm crediting profit on sale of investments by 110.8 again. So effectively, if you look at it, investments on a net basis was credited by only 800, which was the same as what we saw in the first case as well. For the sake of simplicity, I'm just writing this as option A, and this I'll write as option B. Now, under option B, the net credit to investments was 800, which was the same as that of option A. Under option A, we debited bank by 910.8. Under option B also, if you look at both the journals combined, option B also we debited bank by 910.8. Under option A, we credited investment by 800. Over here also under option B, on a combined basis, I credited investment account on a net basis by 800. Option A and option B credited profit on sale of investment to the tune of 110.8. All right. Therefore, option A and option B are giving us the same result. The debits under option A were equal to the debits under option B. The credits under option A were also equal to the credits under option B. Therefore, you can pass any of the journal. You can either pass option A or you can pass option B. But I have highlighted option B. If you look at it, I've highlighted option B because when we are preparing the ledger account, we are going to actually adopt option number B. All right, we are always going to actually follow option number B. I've only written down option number A for your understanding, but when we are preparing an investment ledger account, you will see that I'm always following option number B. All right. So when I prepare my investment ledger account, although we have not gone into that discussion, I'm still, because obviously I'm presuming that you guys know ledger account given that you've cleared your CA foundation. If you imagine an investment ledger account, when I sell the investment, I will on the credit side write by bank account, 910.8. All right. I will write 910.8 on the credit side by bank account. On the debit side, then on the date of sale itself, I will write to profit on sale of investment 110.8. All right. To profit on sale of investment 110.8. So I have actually split it into two. All right. I've split the journal entries into two. Under option A, it was just one single journal entry. Under option B, we're splitting the journal entry into two. All right. Again, I'm repeating the investment ledger account. You would have already had a debit balance of 800 rupees because you purchased the investment sometime. You actually would have had two balance brought forward, 800 rupees. You already have a debit balance of 800 rupees. You are now upon sale. First thing what you would do is on the credit side, you will write by bank account 910.8, and then you will write on the debit side to profit on sale of investment 110.8. Your debits are equal to your credits in the investment ledger. In the investment ledger, you have a first debit of 800, a second debit of 110.8. On the credit side, you have a credit of 910.8. So they are equaling, and you do not have any balance carried forward to the next period, which is logical because you have sold your investment. All right. So that is how we actually do it in a ledger account. In detail, to be honest, I actually thought of telling this right at the beginning, but I missed out on doing so. I am actually re-recording lecture number 3 after having completed lecture number 4 because there was some recording issue with lecture number 3. Therefore, I know what I've taught in lecture number 4. In lecture number 4 also, I've actually repeated option A and option B, but over there I was a little fast, and I'm now, because I have the advantage of re-recording it, I'm actually slowing it down, and whatever I explained through the ledger account, whatever I explained through my hands with regards to the ledger account, we've actually done it through a problem in the next lecture. All right. So you do not have to worry in case you've not understood it. All right. So that is how we're actually going to do a derecognition or a sale journal entry. All right, we're going to follow option number B, where we'll be splitting it into two journals. All right. All right. I would like to keep this video short. That's it for this lecture. There is going to be another video for derecognition. I will consider this as part 1 and the next one as part 2. Thank you guys. Bye bye.